Hello everybody, welcome back for another video. Hope you're all doing well and having a great day. So today we're going to start off with a story, and before you suck your teeth or walk away, I promise it's actually relevant to the topic that we're going to talk about. So around 2012, I think it was, somewhere around that time, this is when Bitcoin first shot up to around $1,200 a coin. The news went absolutely insane. Just about every hour, every newspaper, every single news station was covering the topic, and they kept on talking about how crazy it was and it was a bubble and so. And they were trying their hardest to find people who actually held Bitcoin. They wanted to try and find if they were, how many Bitcoin millionaires they were out there. So one of the main stories happened to focus on one man. To make a super long story short, I believe the guy was actually in the UK, and it turns out he had around, I think, 7,000 or 7,500 Bitcoin. Keyword had. So he had actually mined Bitcoin when it was first released. He said he had them sitting on his computer and simply forgot about them. He said one day he decided to go buy a new computer, chucked out the old one. Then when he got home, he realized, I had 7,000 Bitcoin on that. If you've never seen the look of devastation on someone's face, consider yourself lucky, because he was completely crushed, and you could tell just by looking at him during the interview. He said after he got his new computer, he threw the old one away, called the landfill literally hours later, and they told him that the shipment that had just been sent in, which had his garbage inside of it, was destroyed the moment it arrives, which brings me to the news of today. So I think it's going to be very important moving towards into 2018 and beyond to kind of think about this information. So this news actually comes from fortune.com and pretty much goes like this. So we know that gold can be lost at sea. We know that dollars, euros, and yen can all be burned as their paper, which causes people to lose money, etc., etc. But not many people tend to think about the actual scarcity of Bitcoin. We know the normal story. There's 21 million maximum. I think we have 16 million floating around right now. But how many cases like this have actually gone on where people have lost 7,000 overnight? You better believe that that's not the only time that something like that has happened. So there's a website that is known as Chainalysis, Chainalysis. They say that they have done some research, and they now believe that 3.8 million Bitcoin have been lost or destroyed and are gone forever, which would totally sit around 20% of all Bitcoin that will ever be created. And these are just the ones that they've been able to kind of manage or keep track of. This doesn't include coins that have been hacked or stolen, because they think logically. Apparently there's a certain amount of people who have lost these coins. They kind of did a graph and try to explain how many, but then there's also a lot of them that have been in wallets since the creation of Bitcoin, like the first people who were actually mining these things. And it's very unlikely that for 9 years or so that these people just haven't completely touched their coins at all. If you had a computer from 9 years ago and you have Bitcoin on it, odds are you probably transferred it to a new computer to get some type of better safety or better equipment to be able to actually protect your Bitcoin. You wouldn't just leave it on that and kind of put it inside of a closet. So the question is, what happens when the market finally realizes that 3.8 million, if not more, coins are lost forever and will never, ever be seen again? One of the biggest selling points of Bitcoin is its scarcity. You hear on the news all the time that there's 21 million coins, but what happens when they realize that 20% of the supply is gone and has vanished forever? That is a huge thing to think about as we move forward and more big corporations and businesses and hedge funds start buying these things up. So in other news, Bitcoin has officially crossed the $9,000 barrier. I believe at the moment of making this video, the price has pulled back a bit. I saw earlier it was $9,030 or something like that, but I think it's sitting around $9,006, somewhere in that area. We've now entered a period where hedge funds, mutual funds, and futures markets are swirling around Bitcoin, and it's only a matter of time before we would eventually see prices like this. There are I have so many messages from friends and stuff like that now who are also looking to buy into Bitcoin, and they are also buying into it. So it's definitely something that is picking up rapidly. But what I think is personally interesting is how many people think that, or thought rather, that we were going to hit $10,000 per coin by 2019 or 2020. This was a huge thing at the beginning of this year. Everyone kept on saying 10,000 by 2020, so and so and so. The year's not even over yet. We have a month and 5 days, and all indications are now pointing to that Bitcoin will go past 10,000 by the end of December. This has caused a huge amount of analysts to now think that the price of Bitcoin will be $25,000 a coin by next summer or by the end of next year. Wouldn't be surprised at all if that happens. So Last up, we spoke a bit before about Coinbase. I think we do this kind of all the time because they make sure that they're always in the news. We talked about their meteoric rise and how people are constantly using their platform. I think the biggest, craziest story that there was that they had over 100,000 new people using them per day or signing up to them, which is nuts. So for those who do not know Charles Schwab, that is SCHWAB, they're one of the largest investment banks in the world. Well, you kind of see where I'm going with this. You've guessed it. Coinbase now officially has more accounts on their website than Charles Schwab does. Charles Schwab boasts around 10.6 million users, and Coinbase has just over 13 million. And Coinbase this year alone has seen a growth of 167%. I know a lot of people don't really care for Coinbase. I personally think they're okay. I think they're not the greatest thing in the entire world, but when it comes to getting your first investment or your first Bitcoin, this is usually the place to go. So at this point, it's all about a certainty that the number of their users is going to increase even more as we get closer to the Bitcoin futures market, which is starting, I believe, officially December 11th of this year. That's also going to cause a huge spike of people looking to buy coins, especially when the futures market starts making money. Okay, I am out of breath. Sorry for the long video, guys. I hope you guys are having a great day, having a great weekend, wherever you might be. Hope you guys enjoyed. And yeah, that's it for today, and I will talk to you all soon. See you.